let me give you good news. On behalf of Doctors as Medico Legal Services, since we are already in the medical law, we know lots of legality is going to come. And when she has not gone for the home visit, patient seen by this particular doctor, only thing what they have seen is the pedal edema. She wanted to speak to the patient, but relative had not allowed. And 4 hours later, this relative called the madam saying that patient expired. We want a death certificate. When I got a call, my first question immediately came in my mind. If that patient was died at that particular moment, which we are not aware, on a video, we cannot see that patient is died or alive. And since patient could not able to talk or not allowed to talk, it is difficult to ascertain that patient was alive at that particular moment. I told ma'am, if patient would have died earlier and only for the sake of a death certificate, people have consulted you, then you should not. And then they threaten about legal implication. So friend, legal implications are going to be there. And looking to that, because I want that my doctors should prosper in this country with every latest technology, we are coming out with a software, in association with the software industry, with a package of a medical legal coverage across the country, because telemedicine is going to be telemedicine is going to be a great future, where telemedicine going to have a great opportunity with a great liability. The liability is going to be all India because jurisdiction is all India. So even if at all medical council cases need to be filed, if you're treated a patient of Tamil Nadu or Bihar, it is going to go to Bihar or Delhi, or Bihar or Tamil Nadu. Criminal case will go there. Consumer court will go there, but you're not going to go every time there. For the purpose of the same, since we have got 500 advocates across the country to protect you, we are coming with that particular software which can be easily available to a doctor. So friend, these are the possible things which is going to happen in our country, and we are seeing that. Telemedicine guidelines completely give a power to my doctor to really do whatever they want, and they can treat a patient. Followed by the same, if you I go ahead with that, as I already said, e-commerce, e-platform, even the telemedicine e-platform is very seriously be taken by the government. In the domain of that, they need to protect consumer also for the purpose of same. And that's the reason why Consumer Protection Act 2019, which got enacted in August 2019, been enforced from 20th July 2020 in our country. So 20th July 2020, we are now having a new CPA Act. Now this new CPA Act, which was far, far better than 1986 Act, has covered every possible thing, friend. And the e-commerce, the e-medicine, the e-prescription, the e-platform is widely covered under this law. And friend, now e-commerce is a new domain covered under Consumer Protection Act. For the consumer are going to make all changes. So now all teleconsultation business, telemedicine business, second opinion business, medical tourism business, everything is going to go on by the new act. And one more thing, what telemedicine guidelines says, that you cannot solicit the patient. You cannot advertisement. You cannot do such a thing where patient should get lured, and you cannot compel a patient. Same was again brought under the domain of a Consumer Protection Act. Now, new Consumer Protection Act says very clearly that advertisement is going to be actionable. Earlier, advertisement was definitely actionable under medical council. It was actionable, but the center, like cosmetic center, hospital, like a big corporate hospital, giving advertisement for liver transplant, giving advertisement for could be for like a knee replacement or hair transplant by cosmetic, was done by center, was not actionable because there was nothing to cover for the center. But now, new law says that whoever does advertisement, means even the center was covered, hospital is covered, and if it is misleading, then very severe action. Now, severe action is what? First punishment 10 lakh, second 50 lakhs, 2 years jail punishment, very strictly taken under Consumer Protection Act. So beautifully. Not only that, friend, let me add on to that. Earlier, it was a patient who used to pay you are only allowed to go to the court for filing a case against you. But with a new law, friend, any person. So if you give advertisement that fairness cream is going to give a guarantee fairness in 14 days. So even if I'm not a consumer to that cream, if I feel that it is misleading, I also can go to consumer court and file a complaint. So now action is going to be initiated against everyone by every people. So we need to be very careful in that domain. And friend, CPA Act 2019, Rule 2020 has made possible for covering even the misleading advertisement. So we need to be very careful when we give advertisement. So professionally need to be taken care of. Consumer Protection Bill 2019 and Rules 2020 not only covers telemedicines, e-commerce or advertisement, but it has spoken very widely about unfair trade practice. Friend, unfair trade practice was on 6th of July 2020. We got a judgment from a national commission where this judgment says that pre-printed consent form, which has got a few blank space to write the name of the doctor, few blank space to write the process and procedure, which fits in every cases with every doctors, are arbitratedness of the hospital or high-headedness of the hospital, and termed as unfair trade practice, deceptive in nature. And 10 lakhs penalty was given to the hospital where on a merit, medical negligence has not been proven. So now because of this judgment, pre-printed consent form for the same procedure is going to be questionable. Further to that, CPA Act 2020, Rules 2019, so Rules 2020 and Act 2019 has very clearly talked about unfair trade practice. Let me add 2 more points to you, make to understand. The 2 more things which has been defined under unfair trade practice is 1, not giving invoice to the patient. An invoice has been defined under the Act. So not giving a proper invoice will also be unfair trade practice. So we need to give an invoice for even OPD, IPD, everything to the patient in the format given by the law. And secondly, disclosing anything of patient, confidential patient to third person. Friend, now in our practice, even if at all we want to do a surgery, we need to disclose to the relative and take their consent. Now how it is going to govern, I don't know, but even that has been added. The major changes what we have seen in the CPA Act 2020, Act 19, Rule 20, is the filing jurisdiction. Earlier, cause of action was the place where you practice. And you have got all the benefit to defend yourself in same city, same district. But because of new law, a new provision got added in that. In that it says, the complainant can file a complaint where he resides or work for the gain. Friend, with this particular word, let me tell you with my experience, the cases are going to go everywhere in a country. Everywhere. Like suppose Bihar patient came to you for treatment working at Bangalore or working at Mumbai for the purpose of treatment, he can file a case in Bihar Consumer Court. He can file a case in Bihar under Medical Council or in a criminal case. So now liability is going to be all India. You consider teleconsultation, you consider Consumer Protection Act. And for the purpose of the same, only defense to you is to have a medical legal service provider company who has got around the country their presence available. Friend, let me tell you more. Another changes which this law has brought is the pecuniary jurisdiction. Earlier, the district, I'm talking about Mysore district, I'm talking about Vapi district, I'm talking about smaller district like Pune, Kolhapur, Solapur in Maharashtra, was having a power to adjudicate the case of 20 lakhs. Now, because of this new law, they have been given for 1 crore. And one thing added in that particular law, that 1 crore consideration paid. Consideration paid means how much bill is paid. Friend, in medical science, 1 crore bill is difficult. Even patient remain for years, it is not going to be 1 crore. So if that is going to be criteria, in my opinion, 99% cases are going to go to only district commission or the local court. And that has been decided by National Commission on 30th August. 30th August 2020, there was a judgment came by National Commission where 36 or 27 lakhs was paid as a premium for 30 crore policy of fire by industry. And they gone for 30 crore compensation. So they thought that jurisdiction could be National Commission. They go to National Commission because about 10 crores National Commission. National Commission said that consideration paid for 30 crore was only 27 lakhs. So it is below 1 crore. So go to District Commission. Means that compensation could be 10 crore, 50 crore, but District Commission is going to be the party. Now, if you having a question that this much of compensation is possible, let me tell you, friend, after AMRI judgment in our country, where very categorically mentioned by Supreme Court that human life cannot be compensated by any amount of money. Even a housewife who are not earner cannot be treated less than any employees because she gives self-run service to the in-laws. She gives services to the child for educating them. in that scenario, in that situation, friend, this particular law got defined and 10 crore, 11 crore plus compensation was given. Thereafter, we have found multiple. I'll tell you about me. I have got 29 crore compensation case for cesarean death. I have got 28 crore case for injection abscess leading to death. So 10 crore and above multiple cases, pilectomy, death, even in natural cases, I've got cases. So now about the upper limit is above the limit. My friend, in CPA Act has made possible for all the people to really make it difficult for my practical. But yes, let me repeat my word. Law is really good for the doctor, if you know it. Protections are there, defenses are there, if you really decide of. Friend, as I said, criminal negligence, no problem. Same way, even in consumer court, even in a medical council, you got all defenses with you.